Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop quick tip. Today we're going to show you how to generate a contact sheet for when you do a shoot. There's many uses for them. They've been used for decades and decades. They come in very handy for most common things. Most common use is when you have a photo shoot and you want to present the client or your customer or the model your selected best photos for that shoot, and you want them to review it or select what they like from a selected view of set of photos. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to generate this in Photoshop, and then to give you some additional protection, okay, so that your photos are protected and don't start getting printed all over, on Facebook, right, etc. So, anyhow, I'm sitting here right now in Photo Mechanic, and I've selected what I consider the best of this particular shoot in Utah. And so I've selected them, I've highlighted them, and then I said, okay, these are the ones I want to present to my client. So I put them in a separate folder, and these are the photos that I want to present and make a contact sheet out of. Okay, now we're currently in Photo Mechanic, which is what I use to cull and rate my photos. That's just a personal preference. But now I want to get these into Photoshop. So we're going to go ahead and open these in Photoshop. I can just simply right click and then open the selected photos. And that's going to open up Photoshop. And now we're in Camera Raw. And there's my selected photos. And I'm just going to simply, since they're already processed, I'm going to highlight them and hit open. Now they're going to open. Now all the files that we've selected are open within Photoshop. Now we need to make a contact sheet. And this is very, very easy to do. So we go up to File, and then we go to Automate, and then we go to Contact Sheet 2. Okay. Just going to give you a dialog box. Not the best designed box, but it gets the job done. You could choose a folder where the files are, or you could just say, hey, if they're already open in Photoshop, just go ahead and use those. So you can just say add the open photos. You click that, and all the photos that we have on the photo shoot are there. Okay. Then your document. Okay. You can select it. I chose just standard 8.5 by 11 paper in landscape mode. So it's 11 by 8.5, 300 DPI, the color space, and then you have a choice how do you want the layout. Okay, I want the layout to go across first and then drop down by row, and I'm choosing 4 columns. I could choose 3 columns or however big I want the photos to be, and the number of rows. Okay, and for this demonstration, 4 by 2 will just be perfect. And then use file name as caption. Okay, and the font size. Okay, and you can make this whatever font size you want. It's just going to be the size of the print. Okay, and then when you're all happy with all your settings, you just simply hit OK. And it's that easy to generate a contact sheet. So now we have this contact sheet, but we want to protect the photos because we don't want somebody printing this out and giving it to somebody, or trying to enlarge it and print out illegal copies of it, and we don't want to go through a lot of hassles. So the simplest thing to do is just put a little protection on it. Let's take this these pictures and just turn it into a PDF. Okay, and we could do that very easily by going up to File and then Automate and then PDF Presentation. Okay, now we do that, and we just say, okay, we're going to select the file that we want to have, right? And we could add these things and then just remove the ones we don't want. Because we only want the contact sheet, so we'll do it this way. And kind of a tedious way. I should have closed the other photos beforehand, but hey, that's okay. I am entertaining you, aren't I? Right? So, okay, so there we go. We have our contact sheet. We could choose whether we wanted a multi-page document. It's just a standard PDF. That's what that means, okay? Like we've seen a million times everywhere. A presentation is like an automated slideshow type thing where it fills the screen, full screen, and then goes through each photo. And we're just going to do a multi-page, and then we can include on the page whether we want the file name, notes, or anything else. Okay, we could just simply hit notes, nothing. I don't want anything on this. And then I just hit save. And now it's going to give me a name. And I can just choose a name and a location where I want it to go. And I'm just going to have it go to, I think, my downloads folder, I think. It'll be just fine. Okay. And I'll just call this one Leah. And the client's name, PDF and downloads, okay. And hit that. Now it's going to ask me what kind of options do I want, compatibility and that. You can leave all these things by default and you'll be just fine. Compression, how big or small you want to make it. You want to maximize quality. And all that. Output, it tells you, what color space you want it to output to. Security is the one we're really concerned about. Okay, we have the ability to turn around and require a password to even open this file. So this way you could really protect your work. Okay, so that the client has to know the password to open it. You can also, in my opinion, this is the most important, is use a password to restrict the printing so that it can't be printed. And that's a very powerful thing to do. You can email this now, and then no matter what anybody tries to do with it, they can't print it or do that. And you can also, like I said, for even opening, if you want the additional, you can do that. And in this way, it gets saved. So if I put a password on this and I go, I'll put a password, and is printing allowed? None, right? I could say you could print a low resolution, or I could just say none. And can I allow them to do any changes to this? No. And I hit save as a PDF. It's going to ask me for the password that I said I'm going to restrict it with. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And there we are. Okay. And now in my downloads folder, I have a PDF, which is right here. And if I turn around and open the PDF, there's the PDF. It didn't ask me for a password, right? Because I didn't do anything. But if I turn around and try to print, okay, so I hit print, it's going to say, nope. You need a password to have the authorization to print. And this way, your work is protected. So this way you could freely give it to your clients and so forth. And it's a nice, easy way to do this. So now you can email this, post it, however you want to give it to your client. Let them review the photos. And you don't have to worry about, copyright theft or anything else like this by having it in a contact sheet and now saved in a protected PDF. So there you go. That's the topic this week. You'll find it comes in handy for certain circumstances. And until next week, you guys take care.